Hey everybody, welcome back. Excuse me. It has been about 4 or 5 days since my last camping trip. If you watched that video where I was in the Ozarks, if you haven't watched that, go back and watch it. But anyway, now it was 80 degrees there, and it's a lot different here where I'm at. Uh, I think it's a little under 40 right now, so it's pretty chilly. Uh, I think it's going to be in the mid 40s tomorrow, but it's going to get down in the 20s tonight. I did not bring a diesel heater, so we'll see how that goes. I got plenty of covers in there, but we'll see. At this particular camp spot, you can't get here till late, so you only got maybe 2 hours to get all your stuff set up and squared away before it's dark. I mean, I can set all my stuff up in the dark if I needed to, but I prefer not to. But anyway, so since it's so late in the day, we're going to be here for a couple of nights. So nothing extravagant for dinner tonight. I got some pita bread and some chicken salad and some chips. So we're going to have pita bread and chicken salad sandwiches and some chips. But tomorrow, at some point, we're going to make a nice stew since it's so cold. We'll get the Dutch oven fired up over that fire pit over there. But anyway, I'll get y'all off that stand and spin around, kind of give you a look at the camp here. I got neighbors to the left of me, right behind where you're at. Got neighbors there, so it's kind of like being in a fishbowl. But we're gonna make the best of it. It's it's getting cool enough where there's less people, but they've closed more than half of this campground, so you really can't spread out like you want to. But anyway, we're gonna make the best of it, and I'll give y'all a little tour. All right, y'all. Just in case you didn't catch the short I put out yesterday, this is a Coleman 3 burner I found on uh, Facebook Marketplace. I got the Coleman 3 burner. It works like a champ. It's a 426E, I think. Don't quote me on that because I can't see it right now because it's a little dark. But anyway, I got it home, wiped some of the cobwebs off of it, and fired it up, and it burns like a champ. So I think I did pretty good. And I also got the Coleman folding table that it sits on, which those are, excuse me, both of these pieces are a little hard to come by these days. So I was glad to get it. I paid a whopping $20 for the entire setup, plus 2 Nalgene fuel bottles full of Coleman fuel. So you can't beat that. So that's what we're working with. I did bring one of my white gas lanterns and also a propane lantern. So we got folks moving in over there. We got somebody camped right there. We got plenty of wood to do what we need to do. And we've got the gear top, so the good gear top, not that raggedy falling apart camouflage one that I think I had that on a few videos back, and I was in a bunch of wind and it started tearing at the eyelets. This one has seen a few storms and it has not done that. But anyway, we are camping in the back of the truck tonight, the old no build, meaning cot, power station, and my CPAP machine, and a little stool in case I want to sit up and watch TV in there. But anyway, that's how we're doing it tonight. And of course, we got the facilities right there. This site does have electricity, so all the primitive sites are closed in this particular campground. So you're forced, if you want to camp here, into paying for an electric site. And I'm not even going to tell you how much that costs because it's completely embarrassing how much they charge people just because there's electricity here. And as far as I know, all the water is turned off in this campground, so you don't even have the ability for water. But most people that camp down here where I'm currently at, they use they have campers, and there is a place where you can dump your tanks leaving this park. So I think that's why they charge so much for down here. It's probably, it's $10 or $12 more to be down here than it is in a primitive site. But anyway, I'm not really complaining. I'm enjoying it. Got a good view of the lake over there. See that? We're pretty much right on the lake. You can burrow through all that underbrush over there. But anyway, we're going to make the best of this trip. A little bit later, once it starts getting dark, I'm going to show y'all a new piece of gear that I was sent. And, you know, it might be something y'all like. I don't know. We'll see. It's definitely something I like. So I'll get back with you in a little bit. Hey, y'all, I had put a little coffee on here while y'all wasn't looking. So, burn the baby. Get a little. We'll just let that steep for a few minutes. Oh, yo, by the way, I got some of these canister things from a friendly neighborhood Walmart to keep my coffee, flour, and, you know, just anything like that you want to keep the bugs out of and keep it from going stale. Good stuff. All right, y'all, about 4 or 5 minutes. That's going to be coffee. Got my fire sort of going over there. I'm going to give it a little attention, but and then we're going to think about getting something to eat. Hey, y'all, I feel like this is a good time for me to tell you about this new piece of camping equipment I got. It is a portable camping lantern and flashlight. It's from a company called Lux Outdoors, and it is a pretty cool unit. It is a rechargeable lithium battery. Get it out of this box. Now, this thing is super cool. It has a flashlight. I'm going to turn this on. It's got spotlight. It's got a dimmer spotlight, and then it's got a strobe. It has a lantern also, and it has a hanger for you to hang it in your tent or around your camp somewhere. It has it's adjustable. It's got an adjustable dial on it. It is super cool. You can dim it down like that. This would be great for hanging in your tent, back of your truck, anywhere like that. And it gets super bright. It puts off quite a lot of light. And you can adjust it to however you want it. It does have on this side an indicator to tell you how much battery life you have left. Now, when I first got this 2 days ago, I think, I took it out of the box and charged it up because I like to see, I'm pretty sure it says in the listing that it will last to 4.5 hours. Well, I charged it all the way up, turned the lantern all the way up on high like that, and put it up on the mantle of my fireplace just to see how long it would last. It lasted 8 hours and it still wasn't off. It had lost power, obviously. Started losing power or brightness about hour number 6, but it didn't go out. I mean, it was still enough light to see by. So I think that's pretty good. If it'll last 8 hours, I mean, I could hang it here and come back, in the morning and it'd still be burning. And that for a lantern, that's super bright. And I don't know, let me adjust it down like this. Now, when you adjust it down right there, this inside lights up at the top. This thing is super cool, rechargeable. Doesn't take a super long amount of time to recharge it. But this, being a lantern and a flashlight, that's handy as a pocket in your underwear around camp. you know, and you can dumb it down a little bit like that. I don't know, you know, an emergency situation, that strobe might do you some good, but not something that that is great to me. That little hanger clips onto the handle. You need to use it for a flashlight. I mean, you can see a lot of stuff with that. It is super bright. And then it is something that really tripped my trigger. I love things like this, and that's why I'm showing it to y'all. So I think it's a pretty cool unit. And they have also, for my viewers, I got a code, 25% off for Black Friday. That'll all be in the description. I'll put the listings. Lux Outdoors is they're new to Amazon. They just started in Amazon. They got lots of different flashlights, lanterns. This isn't the only style they have. They have others also. And I'll put the link in the description to get to their Amazon page, and you can look at all of them. But they're not super expensive. This one, if you just went on there and bought it without the code, I think it's like $24, which is, you know, it's worth that all day long. But with 25% off discount code, man, it's time to have one of these. Anyway, that's something, you know. I don't try to do a lot of product reviews, because I don't take anything for, if I review a product on my channel, I may get the product for free, but I don't take like percentages. Like if you use my discount code, I don't get anything for that. It doesn't make me any money. But since I think it's a good product, and I think it's something pretty cool to have around the camp or even at home, you know, you have a power outage, you got this thing on standby. These products that have lithium batteries in them, that battery stays up for months at a time, you know, and, you know, just kind of like hanging out in standby mode. So for that kind of money, I think it's worth having at least one, but, you know, maybe two or three around the house for, you know, coming on wintertime. I don't know about where y'all live, but there's a lot of power outages in the wintertime. So I would give it some thought if I was y'all. Just go to the description, click on the code, check it out. If it's something you want, by all means, get it. Hey, y'all, we done about let the evening slip away from us here. Not really. It's only about 5:30, but I'm about hungry as a hostage. So what we got going on is I got some pita bread. If I can get it busted open there. Childproof pita bread. So what we gonna do, got pita bread, and we got a little chicken salad. Whoa. Make sure my spoon's clean. So we're gonna spread some chicken salad on the old pita bread. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. Hope you can. So we get some chicken salad on that bad boy. That's cold, boys. We also have some, I don't know if y'all can see that or not, roasted red pepper hummus and some multigrain Tostita chips. And we've got a little spring mixed greens over here. So I'm going to put some greens on that sandwich. You know, got to have a little roughage in your diet. All right. All right, kids. That's going to be tonight's supper. I don't know if y'all see that or not, but should be good. Anyway, I'm going to get this put together, go over and sit by the fire, and eat. Hey, good morning, everybody. It is a cold one this morning. Somewhere in the 20s. I know it's cold enough my phone it won't charge yet. I gotta warm my phone up to get it to charge, and that's what I film with. So I do got a little fire rolling. My Coleman stove being finicky this morning because it's cold. the gas don't want to swap from a liquid to a gas to burn the stove. So luckily I got a backup propane stove, so that's not that big a deal. But I was able to make coffee, and as soon as it warms up a little bit, that Coleman stove will be right back on track. But anyway, it's kind of where I'm at this morning. I gotta get my phone warmed up so it'll charge, and then we'll get some breakfast going. Oh, and I did not bring a diesel heater on this trip, so it's just me and my sleeping bag. Hey y'all, welcome back. What we got going on here this morning on the old Coleman 3-burner is got some bacon cooking over here. Quick as his oven gets up to par. We're gonna have some biscuits in there. Got my coffee sitting over there. I don't think it's warming up any yet. Maybe a couple of degrees, not near enough to suit me. But I do have a nice fire going over there, and it's a good thing because I got my water jug over there thawing out on the fire because it froze a little last night. But it ain't no big thing. Ain't no thing at all. Everything is right as rain this morning. Let me turn this down just a skosh. Anyway, that's what we got going on, boys and girls. We're gonna have some bacon, biscuits, eggs. I don't know what all. But anyhow, we're gonna do it. I'll get back with y'all in a little bit. Hey everybody, welcome back. I have commenced my stew making here. It's pretty simple stuff. I'm gonna cook this meat down a little bit, and then I will put just a little butter or oil or whatever you have handy. It doesn't really much matter one way or the other. You just put a little bit of something in there, and then add just a touch of flour to it. Doesn't take much, and that'll ensure that it thickens up like a nice stew. A lot of people will flour their meat, flour and season it before this stage, before they put it into the oil. But I just camp, and I don't like to do that just because it dirties up more stuff. So when it's this cold outside, I don't really like to have my hands in a bunch of water trying to wash dishes, but I'm just trying to keep it to a minimum if I can. I had to spend about an hour with my water jug over there sitting beside the fire just so I could get some water out of it. This morning, man, it got plenty cold last night. Froze my water jug up. Did not freeze my bottled water, because they fill them bottles so full and the lid's tight, so it takes pretty deep cold to freeze a bottle of water. I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm just saying it's got to be pretty cold outside to do it. So keep your comments to a minimum on how you've had your water bottles freeze in your camp, because if it happened, it was pretty cold. I get that. So, although I will be using a stew seasoning for this, I do like to season my meat besides that, just because that stew seasoning don't go far. You know what I mean? It's pretty weak on the seasoning side of things. So I like to season everything as I put it together. And if y'all don't do that, that's fine. This is just the way I do it. I'm not really trying to teach you how to cook. I'm just showing you what I'm doing. But anyway, I'm going to put some onions and some taters and some mixed vegetables in here. And I'm gonna just let it cook down. It's about, I don't know, it's about noon, I guess. Keep forgetting I gotta watch. Well, closer to 1 than it is to noon, but anyhow, I haven't really been up to much today. I cooked breakfast this morning. Y'all saw that. Made biscuits and bacon and fried potatoes and onions, which turned out to be good. I was going to do eggs too, but man, it was just going to end up being more food than I needed, so I didn't do it. And I'm making quite a lot of this stew. I'll have leftovers. I got to leave here tomorrow at some point before 1 o'clock because, you know, like the Ritz-Carlton, you got a checkout time in this campground, and I got to be checking out. So I won't be able to eat my leftovers here tomorrow, so I'll just take them home, which I don't mind at all. I like a little leftovers, especially when it's this time of year. A little leftover stew never hurt anybody. But anyway, I'll keep checking in with y'all as I progress. I got to cut up a couple of onions and throw in there. And then I'm going to add a can of just mixed vegetables. And then I'll put a little water in there and then my stew seasoning. And everything will be right as rain, y'all. All right, y'all, let's get a look at this stew. I had to move my stew over to the fire because I needed the main burner of that 3-burner to put my oven back on there for some cornbread. So along with this stew, we're going to have some Hatch green chili cornbread. Because, you know, what's better with stew than cornbread? The stew is coming along swimmingly. It is a great day to be alive, kids. Cornbread, I still got probably, I don't know, probably be in about 15 minutes, I imagine. So I don't know if we're having a late lunch, early supper, or what we're doing, but we're doing something. All right, y'all, everything is done. Let me get this lid off of her. See if I can set it here without it tipping over. Get some of this stew out of here. Oh man, I haven't tasted it, honestly. So hopefully it's good. Nothing else, it ought to warm up my gizzards, hadn't it? All right. All right, y'all. I already had my cornbread in my bowl. I'll let y'all get a little look-see at that. That's what's for supper, y'all. Hey, everybody, welcome back. It is time to make the coffee. Whew. The water is hot, hot, hot. So this is the last morning here. I'm going to get this coffee made, cook a little breakfast, and then I got to go. So we'll give it coffee 4 or 5 minutes to do what it does, and then we'll get on with some breakfast. Hey everybody, welcome back. So I got finished with breakfast and got everything tore down. And the reason why I didn't film my outro over there is, in the beginning of the video, I talked about how I felt like I was camping in a fishbowl because everybody was right around me. Well, that didn't change. Yesterday, when the fellow that was beside me, he had a little short camper. I think it was a Winnebago of some kind, but it was small, kind of like an off-road unit type of deal. Anyway, he was super quiet, and but he was like right next to me. So he left. I thought that's great. Now I just got the people that are right in front of me. Well, yesterday evening, a group, two or three, I think it's three kids, two boys and a girl. I call them kids. They might have been in their 20s. I don't know. And when they started unloading their stuff, I thought, man, this ain't gonna be good. Cause they was unloading boxes of beer. And I thought it was gonna be terrible, but it wasn't. They never got loud one time. They didn't even have a lantern. If they did, they didn't have it on or didn't know how to light it. I don't know. I did see a lantern case sitting on their picnic table, but they never struck it up. So I don't know if they didn't have fuel or what. But anyway, so when I was getting ready to leave, I thought, man, that's right when everybody was kind of being noisy. I thought, man, I'm just going to go down to, this is actually the place where you throw your trash away. They've got several dumpsters here for recyclables and regular trash. But anyway, all in all, it was a good camp. I just didn't do a lot of filming because there was just people everywhere. I did see something that I've never seen before. The people that were camped kind of in front of my camp, they were in a Tesla car, like a four-door Tesla car. And when they started unloading stuff, it was like a clown car. They had totes and jugs of water and tents and blah. They had more stuff in that car than I have in this truck. And I'd have never guessed it. And they were super quiet. I didn't hear them too much. I could see their fire out my back window. So they stayed up, late into the night, but they hiked all day yesterday. They didn't get back to camp till well after dark. And then, got their fire going, and I'm assuming cooked whatever they were eating. But just this morning, I don't know, it makes me uncomfortable trying to film what I'm doing when there's people so close to me. I mean, I could throw an axe and hit somebody in the forehead from where I was doing my filming. Luckily enough, my tarp comes out and comes down some. So under that tarp, I kind of feel like that's my safe spot because people can't see in the sides. You can only see in the front because I get the sides way down to the ground. But anyway, that's just kind of where I was. I felt a little bit uncomfortable the whole time, but I still had a decent time. I had cooked that nice stew yesterday, and just, I enjoyed it. It's nice to be out for a couple of days, and I'll be out again next week, I'm sure. We're supposed to get some snow here, so I'll probably come back to this same campground because it's not that far from my house. Oh, and I got some new equipment to show y'all next week too. I'm pretty excited about. So that'll be fun. And if you get an opportunity, go down in the description of this video and click on that link to Lux Outdoors. They're linked to Amazon. They have multiple lantern flashlights, regular flashlights, lots of stuff on there, and it's all decently priced. I used mine all weekend, and I really enjoyed it. It's got good hang time. I didn't have to charge it. I didn't burn it all night long, like I did at home when I tested it, but it's got some hours on it, and it never ran down. Kept nice bright lantern light. I even used the flashlight. When I was looking for coons, I heard some noise out. I didn't have anything out, no garbage or food, but I heard something rustling around, and I had my refrigerator outside the truck the whole time I've been here. So at night when I go to sleep, I'd stack wood on top of it to keep the coons from opening the lid, because there's some crafty devils, man. They can do some stuff. I mean, they get inside these dumpsters, and these are huge, like big, giant, waste management style dumpsters. And there's been a couple of times I've dropped garbage in there to be coons inside the dumpster. So there's some crafty little devils. But anyway, I've had fun, and I hope you did too. If you're still here hanging out, and you're not subscribed, go ahead and like and subscribe. It helps my channel, and I appreciate it. You know, gets me into the algorithm a little better, and gets YouTube to show my video to more people, which that's the key to this thing. You know, I want as many people as I can to get to watch my videos. I'm still going to do it if I don't have any subscribers, but it's just more fun when I can share it with other people, especially when something crazy happens. But anyway, that's kind of where I'm at. This video is in the bag, and I guess I'll see y'all next time in the woods.